right, should be killed. So if you don't take the chip, what you call the mark of the beast system, which many are denying, which is the truth, they're denying the truth, which is a part of the truth, that the mark of the beast is the chip. They're going to take that chip and they're going to be destroyed. Okay? It's just what it is. Go on, brother.
Right. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor,
Right?
free and bond,
Rich and poor, free and bond, go on.
to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Right, in their foreheads. Exactly. So you're going to have people that's going to having to take, shalom, bro. You know, so that's how you gonna have it. You're gonna have certain people that's gonna have brain chips. Alright? So you have those that have chips in the back of their eyes somewhere. Okay, you got chips that have what is it? You got chips with you got people that have chips in their forearms, excuse me. Yeah? And you got the ones that have brain chips. So that's the forehead right there. Alright, go on.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
In other words, you won't be able to do business. That's how you do business. You buy and you sell, right? So in order for you to buy and sell, you have to have that chip. And like I always say, Esau don't necessarily have to declare, look, we're gonna have to mandate the chip to the people. He don't have to say that. All he gotta do is say, look, in order for you to use certain important things that you have to use, you gotta have the chip. That's the silent way of saying he's mandating it for you. You understand? So that's how it's gonna be done. That's how it's gonna be done from there. And that's the way Esau wants to have it. But Esau, like I said, so this chip as well is also going to find out who's really down for the New World Order and who are the actual revolters of the New World Order. And those that he have found to be revolters of the New World Order, that's who he's going to go and get killed. All right? That's just the whole thing about that. They want to get rid of truthers, man, and that's why they arrested my man Julian Assange, because he was ruling for a good old long time in Ecuador. They had his back in Ecuador. Now they don't arrest his ass. So that's a warning to us and certain other men that's about bringing some kind of truth. And what that really knocks out is the whole idea. It's the whole idea of freedom of expression and freedom in your rights. So what they're gradually saying is because in the West we've been brainwashed to believe that we live in a democratized society. So where we can say what we want, we can say what we feel, we can set up assemblies, we can protest and all of that stuff. But on a gradual scale, what Esau's declaring is we're living in a communistic state now. That's what this Western world is turning into. It's turning into a communistic state where you have to abide by what the government establishes. All right, go on, brother. That's it on that. You give me Revelations 20, verse 34. And that's where the men are going to come in. That's where the elect men are going to come in. Those that have been beheaded. And we're going to go back to the topic of how we've renounced corruption. Yeah, read that.
Revelations 20 verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai, and for the word of the Most High.
Right, and he saw the souls of them that were beheaded. Go on.
And which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, nor had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years.
Exactly, and that was a beautiful time within the 1,000 years. What did we do during the 1,000 years? We was building the kingdom up. Now, the angels are really going to be orchestrating this RFID chip to come out. In other words, it's prophecy. We can prove that by just reading the book of Revelations, the 6th chapter. If you can get me that, brother. Revelation 6. Stop from the first verse, though. And that's just the thing, man. We know these scriptures very well because we've been studied by the best. The best taught us. All right, we didn't have to go to no school. We We didn't have to go to no university, no white man's, so-called white man's university. We were taught by other Israelite men that taught us the truth through the Spirit. Go on.
Revelation 6 verse 1. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals,
All right.
and I heard as it were the noise of thunder,
Yeah.
one of the four beasts saying, Come and see. And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him,
Right.
and he went forth conquering and to conquer.
Right, so the beast is talking about the angels, and if the beasts or the angels would have revealed their vows. So we reading the vows to you. Go on.
And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, Come and see.
Come and see. Go on.
And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
And who is that red? Who is that red beast? You know what to get, brother. Get that precept. What's the red beast talking about? We gonna further break it down to you.
Genesis 25, verse 25. And the first came out red all over.
That's
like
not
a
really
hairy-
what I wanted, but that's all right. You can read that in your phone.
And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment.
Right.
And they called his name Esau.
Right, and they called his name Esau because he was red all over. So when you read the book of Revelations, what is the 6th chapter, it talks about this red beast. The red beast is talking about the so-called white man. Now, when you read the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 21, it breaks down to you that Esau is the so-called white man by his presentation when he was born. All right, so let's read that. Go on.
And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment.
Right.
And they called his name
Because
Esau.
he had no pigmentation. So in other words, he just came out red. Like when you watch those ER baby movies, I haven't watched TV in years, so that's why I use the term ER, right? But when you watch those baby films, okay, where you see a newborn baby being born, especially a so-called Caucasian descent baby, comes out red. All right? Because back in the day, everybody was dark skinned, had a hue about it. Go on, brother.
That's that part.
Yeah, that's that part, but that's just the point we wanted to make on that. So we're gonna go back to Revelation, the 6th chapter.
Verse 4, Revelation 6 and 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the
So
earth.
power was given thereby for him to take peace from the earth. This red what?
And that to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill.
No, read the red part, brother.
And there went out another horse that was red,
Right, another horse that was red. Go on.
and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
So why would Esau take peace from the earth? Let's read about his blessing, brother. You know what we get. Why would Esau take peace from the earth? Because he was blessed with the sword. That's what we're going to prove to. For him to take peace from the earth. Because that's all Esau does. All Esau does is to destroy. Esau was not created to bring flavor or to bring soul, to bring life to the earth. He was brought to bring death. Okay? But he has deceived everybody to believe that he is the life bringer. He is the savior. He is the God. Alright? But we shut down those false imaginations and putting it under the obedience of Yahweh Shema Shai by the word. Go on, brother.
Genesis 27, verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father?
Yeah.
Bless me, even me also, O my father.
Right, so he was inquiring, he was asking his father to bless him. Because Jacob done already supplied him of the blessing. Go on.
And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
Right, so it says thy dwelling. So, I mean, the blessing was quite similar from Jacob's blessing. But the only difference is that he was going to rule with what? Go on.
Shall be and behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth,
Yeah.
and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live.
By thy sword thou shalt live. And that's how Esau is able to maintain life and consistent by his military power and strength. And this is why Donald Trump, he feels highly confident in the USA that he's a president of. Why? Because of the maximizing power that he has concerning the military. All right? That's why he feels so confident. That's why he has to spread his military thin like they did in ancient Rome. Okay? So that's what kept Rome alive. That's what kept Rome going, was the sword. And by that being the case, they took peace from the earth.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about the revival version of ancient Rome, more so than now than ever before.
Yeah, Tuareg, bro.
That's the only one you got? Yeah, so you got a precept? Alright. Yeah, the brothers just got the scriptures. Okay. You're gonna cover me too. Alright. You know, I'll cover you. I'll cover you too. You're going. Yeah, come closer, come. That's right.
Right. Yeah, again. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
Yeah, so we've already read another precept concerning on how he would take peace from the earth. And the reason why he would take peace from the earth, because he was born with the sword, the spirit to kill, to destroy. We can even, matter of fact, brother, get me that in John 10 and 10.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that.
Book of
Says
John-
it,
Yeah, hold on, brother, just real quick. Let him get this going.
John chapter 10, verse 10, and it says, "The thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill
Right.
and to destroy."
And to destroy. So that's how he was able to take peace from the earth. That's really that right there proving that that's talking about the so-called white man. All right? Go on. That's all I wanted. Yeah, go on.
Genesis 27, verse 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and thou shalt serve thy brother.
Right.
And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Right. So that's all I wanted on that. But the point of the matter is that Esau would take peace from the earth by using the sword, by stealing and killing, to destroy. That's how he did it. So now we're going to go all the way back to Revelation 6 chapter.
Job chapter 9, verse 24.
Yeah, all right, go on.
The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. The cover of the faces of the judges thereof. If not where, and who is he?
It's been revealed who he is. It says that there should be a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed. So he's already been revealed. And we've been found out, we don't realize that it's the so-called white man. Hands down, we go back to the historical accounts of what he's done. We talk about slavery, we talk about other things that he has brought up on the planet. Throughout the current ages, throughout the 20th century, and even up to the things that he's doing right now. And it just all connects to him being the peace taker, the devil, the destroyer. All right? So that's one way, that's a part of the truth, pretty much. That's all I wanted to say. So we're gonna read about I think, matter of fact, brother, what scripture that I had to read before? Revelation 6. Oh, you see that?
Yeah. I was reading Job. It's not.
No, I'm saying there was a precept we had before Revelation 6.
Yeah.
Who was Job?
You have Revelation 6.
Yeah, I had you read that, but you had something else.
Genesis about the blessing.
That was before that. It'll probably come back to me. It'll come back to me. I tell you what, yeah. I think it was Revelation 6. Yeah, I think it was Revelation 6. Yeah, get that.
Revelation 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power
No,
was...
it was Revelation 13.
That one.
Yeah, it was Revelation 13. Yeah, come.
What do you want me to read out?
Now, verse 15.
Revelations 13, verse 50. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast,
Right.
that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Should be killed. That's right, should be killed. Because Esau is going to, before he sets this thing up fully 100%, which it won't be fully done 100%, you can hold this one if you want.
No, it's alright, because it stopped now. Innit?
Okay.
It starts again.
Yeah, go on.
Right, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond,
Right.
to receive a mark in their right hand
All right.
on their foreheads.
On their forehead. So he calls of all, and that's how he's going to give life. He is talking about the powers that be, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the DuPonts, the mainly the banking elite, the Rothschilds. They're going to be orchestrating this prophecy. The angel, okay, the angels are going to bring forth their evolve, or should I say that particular evolve, and reveal that to you, reveal that to the planet. Go on, brother.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Leave them sticking out, you know. Leave them sticking out because it might come again. It's alright, you know.
That's it. All right. Yeah. So in other words, like I said, Esau is setting up this one world system, and as he's doing it, he's showing me that also that he's not for the truth anymore. He's not for freedom and freedom of speech anymore. He's getting ready to shut that down. Oh yeah, you was reading Amos the 8th chapter. That's right. Esau's getting ready to close up shop in this world for all. All right. That's what Esau's getting ready to do. And guess what? As he's looking towards doing that, World War III is being prepared. Now what you have, the elder Republican was bringing it out about how Britain, they're looking to work with America with the weaponry, with the military, the American military. Okay? Something like that anyway. I have to kind of watch the whole thing. Keep going, bro. So war's being prepared, and also Esau's arresting certain people that represent truth. According to the world, go on.
Amos,
Just don't even bother about that, brother, because we don't run the street anyway. Go on.
Amos chapter 8, verse 8. Shall not the land tremble for this, and everyone mourn that dwelleth therein?
Oh yeah, Matthew 25.
And it shall rise, up wholly as a flood, and shall be cast out and drowned, and be as the flood of Egypt.
Right.
And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord power, that I will cause the sun to go down at noon,
Yeah.
and I will darken the earth.
So he said he would darken the earth. What does this literally mean metaphorically? Go on.
Will darken the earth in the clear day,
In the clear day, what is the clear day? Go on.
and I will turn your feast into mourning,
Right. So the feast and the happiness and the joy, that's the day. So the dark day is going to be the morning. Go on.
and all your songs into lamentation.
Right.
And I'll bring up sackcloth upon all loins,
Right.
and baldness upon every head.
So the daytime was talking about the joy, and the morning is now talking about the day of distress, depression, and that's the time that we're entering into. So that was metaphorical when he said that. Go on.
And I will make it as the morning of an only son, and the end thereof as a bitter day.
Right, and the end thereof as a bitter day. So the end thereof is going to be a bitter day. Let's back that up, and let's further solidify that point. Let's get Proverbs 16, brother. Proverbs 16. Matter of fact, you hold what you got. Give me Proverbs 16. You know the one I want at the end. The Lord hath created all things for himself. See that? So everything's working so beautifully, man. And that's why, man, nowadays, I mean, I know we up here, we all miserable all during the week and shit, but guess what, man? We gotta stand tall now. It's time for us to stand tall and have some level of rejoicing. Okay, and that even includes myself, because we get ready to get out of here, man. You see what's going on around this world. Everything's alluding to the end of this world now, and that's where we at. Yeah, you got, brother.
Proverbs 16 verse 4. The Lord hath made all things for himself. Yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
And when is the day of evil going to come? At the end thereof. Let's read about the end. Let's read that.
Amos chapter 8, verse 10. And I will turn your feast into mourning, and all your songs into lamentation.
Yeah.
And I'll bring up sackcloth upon all loins, and baldness upon every head.
Okay.
And I will make it as the morning of an only son,
Right.
and the end thereof as the bitter day.
Right, and the end thereof as the bitter day. So the end thereof is going to be bitter. Zephaniah 1 and 14 about the shop. You got something, brother, just bring it out. The spirit, you know.
Zephaniah chapter 1 verse 14. The great day of the Lord is near. It is near. And hasten greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord.
Right.
The mighty man shall cry there bitterly.
Right, the mighty man shall cry their ability. So the dark day is when that's where Yahweh Shai is going to come in. That's why the dark day is known as what? The day of the Lord. So when the Lord comes back, it's going to be a dreadful and bitter day. That's what the Bible says. The Bible don't say anything else, brother, that you got a precept. All right, go on.
You
hold
talk
on
about
to
the day of evil, right? Second Ezra chapter 7, verse 43. For the day of doom shall be the end of this time,
Okay.
and the beginning of the immortality
In the beginning, it
for
says,
to come.
for to come, and it says the day of doom shall be the end of what? Read it again.
For the day of doom shall be the end of this time,
This shall be the end of this time.
and the beginning of the immortality for to come,
All right.
wherein corruption is past.
Where corruption has passed. So that's how you know right there that Yahweh Shai would have to come at the end of this world, the day of doom, to bring forth what? Immortality. That it overpass. That's the Passover right there. So we're going to pass over from death and we're going to enter into immortality. You understand? So that's how you know without a shred of a doubt, which we don't have. We don't have no doubt. Okay? So like if we don't have anything involved in doubt that this place is going to come to an end. We know without a shred of a doubt that this place is going to come to an end. Okay? It has to come. It says all things, this generation will not pass until all things be fulfilled. Matter of fact, brother, give me that. Find me that. Give me that scripture. It says all things, it says this generation will not pass until all things be fulfilled. So what does that mean? All of the prophecies that are leading, that's going to bring the end of the world is going to come in these times. And it's going to come when Esau is in power at the end of the world. Go on.
1 Corinthians 15. Hold on, wait a minute. Proverbs 23 verse 18.
Yeah.
For surely there is an end,
Right.
and thine expectation shall not be cut off.
I like that, bro. I like that precept. We're going to have to read that again.
Proverbs 23.
Come on, man. Pull your pants
18.
up, man. You look silly, man. Showing the ass and everything, man. Ass crack show. No, it's already done, man. Yeah, read that again.
Proverbs 23 verse 18. For surely there is an end.
And I like the word surely. He said, surely there is an end. Go on.
And thine expectation shall not be cut off.
And that expectation should not be cut off. Because what is the expectation of the Lord? And what are we expecting? We're expecting the manifestation of the Messiah to come. So that's not going to be cut off. Go on.
1 Corinthians 15 verse 24. Then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to the Most High, even the Father, when he shall put down all rule and all authority and power.
Beautiful. I love the way you did that, man. You read that one scripture and then you brought that in the mix. All right, that's what you call the seasoning, man. So you got to season the scriptures together, and then you bring home the point. Do that again, brother. I like the way you did that, man. Because you read it. You was reading Proverbs 24. Do that again, man. See, that's how you got to teach this word. It says precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little, man. See, a pastor can't do this. The way that we teach the word, they can't do this, man.
Right.
All right, that go on.
Proverbs 23 verse 18. For surely there is an end.
Right, so it says, what is it? Proverbs 18 and 13, right? 23 verse 18, it says, surely there is an end. Go on.
And thine expectation shall not be cut off.
Right, and that expectation not be cut off. So it's expected that the Messiah would have to come back here, and at the end of the world will come in this time. It's sure. It's not going to pass away. Go on.
This is the expectation. Romans 8 verse 19.
Okay.
For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High.
We are the creatures that are earnestly waiting for the manifestation of the Most High. How beautiful is that? All right, so if you earnestly are looking towards the manifestation of the Most High, you're in the right spirit, man. When you come into this truth, that's one of the things you should be looking forward to. It's the end of this world and the manifestation of the Messiah. Because that represents you being healed. That represents the kingdom coming. And that's why the Most High, that's, you know, like for example, you look at me, I got my little birth defect and what have you, all right, which I hate, which I despise, okay, and this brother got his sickness. And the reason why the Most High gave us this so that we can look towards, so that we can seek Yahweh Shai and hasten the day. Because if we didn't have nothing wrong with us, hey, and it's not just me and this brother, you got brothers that's got various sicknesses or financial issues. So we have these issues so that we can seek the Lord. Because what does it say in the scriptures? It says, seek and you shall find, right? So right now we're supposed to be seeking the Lord and hastening the day that he comes and bring the shit down, man. Go on, bro.
Let me start with verse Romans 8, verse 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiting for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High.
And the first sentences that the brother just read was the suffering part. Because Paul already knew, because Paul was a prophet, he already knew that the men was going to suffer. Even back then they suffered. It says that Paul had a thorn in the flesh, so he suffered. So the reason why the Most High has us suffering right now so that we can be ultimately perfected and purified through our afflictions. And while we're being afflicted, we're seeking and praying to the Most High that he brings our affliction off of us. All right? In other words, seeking the kingdom of heaven. And that's how that's done. Like I said, because if we had it all going on, we had the girlies, you know, we had the different houses and everything, we had the good jobs, we wouldn't be hastening the coming of the day of the Lord. We wouldn't be hastening the kingdom. Because we would already be living it up already. We would be in our kingdom already. All right? So that's why the Lord had to take certain things from us, to level us. So we can beg and supplicate unto his name. Go on.
So
just thought about that just now.
Proverbs 23 and 18. For surely there is an end, and that expectation shall not be cut off.
All right.
1 Corinthians 15 and 24. Then cometh the end.
Then cometh the end. Go on.
When he shall have delivered up the kingdom to the Most High.
Right.
Even the Father. When he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power.
Exactly. And that's how Yahweh Shai is going to deliver the kingdom to his Father, by manifesting the kingdom on this planet, on this earth. Okay, by putting down all authority which is round about. And I'm talking about all of these other nations. Because even right now, still, all of these nations have a level of power in these different lands that they're in. So the Most High is going to shut all of that down and set up his authority on the planet. Go on.
2nd Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world.
Okay.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
Right, the beginning of life, the beginning of immortality. So there's surely going to be an end in these times. This is why you're seeing the whole thing of Brexit happening. So all of these things are leading up to that particular point in time to bring in the end. As we're approaching the end of the world. Closer and closer. We're already at the end of the world, but we're about to see the physical manifestation of that happen. When you see the economy collapse, when you're seeing these wars brewing up, you're seeing the violence amongst the people. All right, intensifying, crime intensifying, people losing their goddamn mind, people throwing tantrums, throwing shit all over the place, damaging property as they're doing in France. But I'm talking about at the end of the world when all kind of hell breaks loose, man.
Yeah.
That's the end that we're going to see happen. Go on, brother. You got a precept?
Alright, first of all, I'm going to get
Matter of fact, on the word, if you can, look up that word manifestation.
1 Corinthians 15.
Oh, like my phone. All right, go on.
First Corinthians chapter 15, verse 53.
Yeah.
For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality.
Right, so we're going to be brought back to life again. In order for that to go down, we would have to take heed to the word of life. To gain that immortality. The word immortality means not dying. So we're going to revert back to what it used to be, back to square one. Back to what it was during square one. When you read the book of Genesis, the 6th chapter. How you read about the Nephilims. Now we look up the word Nephilim, the word there is Napoleon, which means giants. Okay, and we look up that word further out to more means fallen ones, because we fell from our higher estate, our original powerful estate. So we're going to go back to that all over again. Go on, brother, if you got something. Okay. You finish that.
Micah 7 and 9.
So we ain't gonna fall anymore. Go on.
I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him
Right.
until he plead my cause
Exactly.
and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light and I shall behold his righteousness.
What is the light? The light is what we have, the true understanding of the Bible. In other words, what you call the true Christians. Those people that go to church every given Sunday, they ain't no damn Christians, man. They're none but fakers, perpetrating the fraud, faking the funk, right? Acting as though they holding it down when really they none but sinners and abominable mother effers, man. You know?
From the word manifestation, the word is a disclosure of truth.
Right, a disclosure of truth. Go on.
Concerning things before unknown.
Right, and the things before are also known. So that's the prophecy. So the truth is going to be manifested in its physical reality, all kind of truth. And one of the truth is realizing and knowing towards the world that we are the real Jews, that we are what you call the holiest of the holiest. That's the truth that's being manifested. Okay, and that those people living in the land of Israeli land, they're none but Edomites, and this is why Esau want to shut the truth down, because he can't take the truth, man. Go on.
Used of events by which things or states or persons hitherto withdrawn from view are made visible to
Right.
all.
In other words, this word was what? Without fruit for a long period of time, and now it's being revealed. If you can find a precept, brother, being that you're in Apocrypha.
2nd Esdras 6 and 8:28. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome.
Right, it says corruption shall be overcome with what? The truth, man. Go on.
And the truth, which have been so long without fruit,
Oh man, see that's
shall
what I'm
be
saying.
declared.
See, we just looked at that word. You just looked at that word, brother, and you had the precept right there. I didn't even know it was in Ezra the 6th chapter, but the brother had it on deck. So that's the spirit working out large. And it's funny because I didn't even come out here with a topic, man. That's what happens. The Holy Spirit just works in your mind, and you bring out these different precepts, or brothers may bring out precepts, and then you have a topic right there. So read that again, brother.
And 2nd Esdras 6 and 28. As for faith, it shall flourish.
Yeah.
Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit,
Okay.
shall be declared.
Meaning it's going to be visible, it's going to be well seen and realized. You even have those Muslims that are talking about us now, the Hebrew Israelites. Everyone's talking about it now. You have Edomites talking about it. All right, you got these young Edomite guys that came with these young lads. They came up saying, "Oh, you guys are racist." They already know the deal.
Yeah, they know.
Okay, we all over the world, man. We in Peru. We in Mexico. Okay, we're in South Africa. We in could be somewhere in West Africa somewhere. You could probably have a GMS camp in Brazil somewhere, which you actually do, by the way.
Ghana.
All right, Ghana. All right, you got a camp in Germany. You got camps in Holland. You got GMS camps down here. You got GMS camps in America. We worldwide, man. We taking it worldwide. Well, actually, you've already taken it worldwide. Let me put it that way. So this truth is flourishing because of our faith, and therefore overcoming what? Corruption. And by our faith in the truth is being made manifest. That's the power right there. Go on. That's it. Yeah, read that. Okay, yeah. Let me see what else. Yeah, give me the scripture where it talks about how Yahweh Shai, he's that foundation we stand on. Roughly paraphrasing it. Yeah, I think yeah, read that. No, you said you're looking for some salah. Yeah, go on, man.
Yeah, because like you said, the word is going out so much that we had 2 months ago a guy that was in goth clothing, black, came up to us and going, "Are you teaching about the 12 tribes of Israel?" Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. I don't think he said Native Americans, but he says Hispanics and blacks are the real Jews. And how did he know? Because the word is going out to all nations, and that's via the internet.
Exactly. And that's the scripture that you just read, brother. It says faith shall flourish. So what is flourishing?